We have discussed 6 questions of the paper. That means this is the final question we are going to discuss today. This particular illustration, I think you might have to spend some time more than you expected, because this area it has covered limiting factor analysis, multiple limiting factor analysis, and there are some short term decision making question also. There are short term decision making relating to accept or reject decision. All combined questions are there in the question number 7. Okay, this particular illustration give you a clear idea how to deal with linear programming questions and how to establish linear programming model, and how are you going to define them, how to find out the feasible area and all. Okay, first we will read the illustration, thereafter we will find out optimal solution as requested. Okay, first we will read the illustration. Delton Dairies Private Limited DDL is engaged in manufacture of dairy products. They are producing dairy products. DDL has 2 manufacturing units, milk separation and consumer goods, of which the operational details are given below. There are 2 divisions, milk separation unit and other one is consumer goods, 2 division. Okay, information relating to milk separation unit is given, and it says that wastages are negligible in all units and processes. It simply say ignore any wastage if it arises, it is negligent for your computation. Milk separation unit. Weekly capacity of the milk separation unit plant is 40,000 liters, which generates 2 products, skim milk and cream in the ratio of 4:1. Okay, simply now this information related to milk separation unit. Milk separation. Okay, maximum weekly capacity, it says maximum weekly capacity it mentioned 40,000 liters. 40,000 liters, and it says that composition of the skim milk, there are 2 products called skim milk and cream milk at the ratio of 4:1. Okay, that is the product mix. Okay, product mix or product or sales mix. There are 2 type of product, skim milk and cream. Those are the 2 products, skim milk and cream. Skim milk, the ratio is 4:1, 4 liters. Cream 1 liter. Per sale mix it contains 5 liters. Okay, 5 liters. The cream output is entirely transferred to the consumer goods unit, and currently the skim milk output is not further processed and entirely sold to external buyers. The weekly fixed cost of the unit is that means milk separation unit is 1.65 million. The plant operates at its full capacity and the following details are available. Okay, that means full capacity means 40,000 is the full capacity. If 40,000 allocate to full capacity, how many sales mix they will or production mix they will produce, and you have to split among the skim milk and cream milk. Okay, we will see. The total consumer goods unit separate information given, selling price and total variable cost per unit also being given. Okay. Consumer goods unit, the total cream output. Prior to that, I prefer, if we look at total maximum capacity 40,000, skim milk 4 liter and cream milk 1 liter. Therefore, number of mixes you can produce. Number of mixtures. Okay, here they have given the selling price and variable cost. Selling price 125 for skim milk, 125. Cream, it is 750 selling price. Variable cost 105 for skim milk, cream 530. For your reference, you can easily work out what is the contribution per unit. Contribution per unit 125 minus 105, 20 rupees per unit. 750 minus 530 mean 220 rupees per unit. If you calculate what is the contribution per mix, okay, if you want to calculate contribution per mix, per mix, how to calculate it? 20 rupees per contribution per unit of skim milk. Each mix contain 5 liters. Out of 5 liters, 4 liters will be there in skim milk. Skim milk 4 liters contain in the mix. That means 80% of the mix represents skim milk. Their contribution per unit is 24 into 20. It should be 80. 1 liter of cream represent in the 5 liter mix. That means contribution per unit is 220 into 1, 220. If you sell a mix of the product, the contribution per mix will be 300. Contribution per mix will be 300. Now we have computed total sales mix. Okay. Now we will move to consumer goods unit. Okay, they have given the information, so many information there. Okay. Skim milk further consumer goods unit. The total cream output is only output material and is further processed in the consumer goods unit to make two products, butter and whipping spread. Okay, skim milk, now you are going to transfer for the total cream output is the only input material and is further processed the consumer good unit to make two products, butter and whipping spread. Products are offered in large packs and selling price per one pack is 80,000 and one pack of whipping spread is rupees 25,000. Okay. Both products pass through two plants, mixing and packing. The maximum available machine hours for two plants are 300 hours and 180 hours per week respectively. We will take it separately. The following table shows the consumption details. Butter per pack, material 80. Only material is the cream. Metering up is transferred out of 40,000 liters. Skim milk will be 4 out of 5, that means 32,000 goes to skim milk, 8,000 goes to cream. That entire 8,000 will be transferred to consumer goods unit. Okay. This cream will be transferred to consumer goods unit. Consumer goods. By using this input, they will produce another two output. They are butter and whipping spread. And whipping spread. Butter and whipping spread. Okay. Hourly pay for labor is 500 and whipping spread has a maximum demand of 260 packs per week. Okay. Skim milk further processing proposal. The method there's a CPU analysis, or that means break-even analysis there, linear programming there, further processing decision also there. Okay, we'll see. An investor has approached to install a plant to further process skim milk to make flavored milk packets that has a content of 250 milliliter. The proposal is under consideration and additional details are as follows. Investor will purchase the total skim milk output with a 15 rupee rebate on this selling price, and additional variable cost of 30% will be incurred per flavored milk pack. That means the new buyer, they are going to purchase this product 15 rupees lower than initially we expected. Okay, we have to transfer. Okay, therefore, investor will purchase total skim milk output with the 15 rupees rebate on the selling price, and additional variable cost of 30%, 30 rupees will be incurred per flavored milk pack. Okay. DDL will offer one of its spare building which cost of 6 million to set up the plant, and for which the investor will pay weekly rental of 80,000. Okay. Now it is being idle. Now they are paying 80,000 per month, or weekly rental of 80,000. DDL's assets are depreciated over its useful life of 5 years on a straight line basis. Its depreciation is irrelevant whether you used or not. You have to depreciate it, and it is not a monetary cash flow, or monetary value not involved, not cash involved. DDL will spend an additional weekly administrative cost of 75,000 on its own account. Okay. The selling price per flavored milk pack is rupees 75, and 25% of the gross profit resulting from the further processing will be shared with DDL. They will get 25% of the gross profit to compensate this arrangement. Okay, we will read the entire arrangement. We have read all the entire arrangement. Now we will see what we require to do. Generally, when we are going to attempt this kind of question, first look at what they asked to do and then read the question. Okay. Assess the margin of safety as a percentage of budgeted sales revenue of the milk separation unit on its weekly operation. Margin of safety mean it can be calculated in unit, it can be calculated in value, it can be shown as a percentage of budgeted sale. Now you are asked to calculate margin of safety. Margin of safety mean excess output over the break even point. At the break even profit point, neither profit nor loss will be there. Any unit above break even point will generate a profit. The margin of safety mean out of total output, if you remove the break even point, the sales related to break even point, excess amount we will consider as margin of safety. That means those are the units available to earn profits. Okay. If you go beyond the break even point, each unit will generate a profit. If you sell below the break even point, you will end up with a loss. Clear? Okay. First one, it asks to calculate margin of safety as a percentage of budgeted sales revenue. Now we will calculate, now this information available, weekly capacity 40,000 liters, skim milk 4 liter, cream 1 liter, each production mix contain 5 liter. Okay, now when multiple product available, you have to calculate break even point. You have the output contribution per mix available. Then your fixed cost also available, and you can easily find out how many units you are going to sell. First we will find out break even number of mix, fixed cost. The total fixed cost they have been given go to the top of the illustration, it says 1,665 million, 1,650, 1,650. Now, if our total output is 40,000 liters, each mix contains 5 liters, how many mixers can be produced? 40,000 divided by 5, 8,000 mixers can be produced. First we will look at what is the break-even mix. Break-even sales mix. Sales mixers equal total fixed cost. Total fixed cost divide by contribution per mix. Contribution per mix. Remember, when we are going to calculate multiple product break-even analysis, we will assume a constant product mix. A constant product mix here 4:1. 4 liter of skim milk, 1 liter of cream. Therefore, 4:1 is the mixture. Therefore, 5 liters will be there in each mix. Each cell also it will contain. Therefore, now you can calculate your break-even sales mixes. Total fixed cost 1,650,000. Contribution per mix already found 300 rupees per mix. Sorry, 300. Now you can easily calculate 1,650,000 divided by 300. Break-even number of mix is how much? 5,500 mixers. Break-even mix. Anything above 5,500 mix will be a profit. Okay. Now you can easily work out. Now you have to work out what is the break-even revenue is how much. Okay. We will find out break-even point. Break-even point in rupees or rupees. So you can easily find it out. Out of 5,500, one mixture contains 5 units. Out of 5 units, 4 liters will be skim milk, 1 liter will be cream. Therefore, skim milks, out of this 5,500, 4 liters will be skim milks. Okay. Contribution per unit 20. Otherwise, you can easily take 20 into 4, 80. Contribution per 4 units or mix, 80 rupees for skim milks. Okay. Or you can multiply it into 20 contribution per unit. Then you will receive 4.4 million. Okay. You can quickly work it out. 5,500 into 80, 440,000. 440,000. Then cream. Out of this 5,500, 1 liter is from cream. Contribution per unit 220. Sorry, this is not, this should be taking the revenue. Okay, this is contribution. This selling price 125, sorry, 125, this should be 125, this should be 750. 125 into 4, 500 into 5,500, 2,750,000, sorry, 2,750,000. 2,750,000. cream, it should be 750 into 5,500, 4,125,000. At the break-even point, break-even sales revenue, 6,875,000. 6,875,000. 6,875,000 the break-even revenue. Now you can find out total sales mix. How many sales mixes will be there? Your capacity is 40,000. Okay, your capacity is 40,000. You have to work out how many sales mixes you can produce. Number of sales mixes. 40,000 liters will be there, that is the capacity. Each sale mix, it will contain 5 liters. That means you can produce 8,000 mixes. 8,000 mixes. Out of 8,000, 5,500 will spare to break-even point. That means out of 8,500, 5,500 goes to break-even. Anything above 5,500 is a margin of safety or units available to earn profits. Okay. Now I will calculate. This is the break-even revenue. Now I will find out what is the total revenue of 8,000 mixers. You can easily calculate total revenue. Total revenue. This is budgeted revenue. 8,000 mixes contain 4 units of skim milks at a price of 125 plus. In this 8,000 mix, it contain 1 liter of cream into 750 is the selling price. Again, output එක වෙන්නේ skim milk 8,000 into 4, 32,000 liters, cream 8,000, 32 plus 8, 40,000 capacity will be utilized. If we take the total revenue, total sales revenue, 10 million. Okay, I will write down 10 million. Total sales revenue 10 million. This is budgeted revenue. Less break-even point. Break-even point. You have already found 6,875,000. Then you will receive 3,125,000 as the break-even point after excess above sales turnover above break-even point, that we will call margin of safety. Margin of safety. Margin of safety. As a percentage on turnover, margin of safety MS as a percentage, 3,125,000 divided by 10 million. 10 million. Total 31.25%. 31.25%. This is the answer for part A. 31.25. Then you will earn 3 marks. Okay. Then we will look at part 2, part B of the illustration. What they asked to do. Advise the management on the optimum weekly production units of each product of the consumer goods unit that maximize the weekly contribution of the company using the graphical method of linear programming. Okay, now you have to apply graphical method of linear programming, and you have to establish linear programming model, and you have to given clearly step by step how to construct a linear programming model. Those who haven't had an idea about how to build up a linear programming model, now this illustration will help you to understand how to build up a linear programming model. Okay, Lamaya, then we will start with part B. In part B, we are going to discuss about how to construct a linear programming model. Here it says that you are going to maximize the weekly contribution, that is your objective. Therefore, you have to determine the optimal product mix. When there is a multiple constraint available, you have determined optimal product mix which maximize overall contribution. Now here, if it is a single limiting factor analysis, linear programming will not apply. But here there are multiple limiting factors, then you have determined what is the optimum product mix based on linear programming model. Okay, first we will work out we'll go to consumer goods unit. Okay, consumer goods unit. The total cream output is only input material, that means 8000 cream output will be transferred to, that is the maximum output available to consumer unit. Okay, make two products, butter and whipping spread. Products are offered in a large packs and their selling price 80,000 and whipping spread 25,000. Both products pass through two plants, mixing and packing. The maximum available time, the restrictions are the maximum available time to 300 and 180 hours respectively. The following table shows the consumption details of the two products. Hourly pay for labor is 500. Whipping spread has a maximum demand of 260 packs a week. Okay, when we are going to construct a linear programming model, we need first step. As a first step, remember, as a first step, what we need to do, in the first step, we have to define the variables. Okay, in the first step itself, we have to define the variable. Now there are two products, you have to find out the optimal product mix based on the given resources. There are two products you are going to manufacture, butter and whipping spread. Therefore, I will define the variable in the first step. You have to write it down. Define the variables. Define the variables. Define the variables. When you are going to define the variable, I will prefer x and y. X I will define as number of packs. Number of packs produced in butter. Okay, how many number of packs you have produced in butter, product butter. Number of packs produced in butter, X represent how many number of packs produced in butter. Y I will define as number of packs produced in whipping spread. Whipping spread. That is the first step. You need to define your variables in order to resolve this problem, resolve this issue. You have to find out the optimal product mix which will maximize your overall contribution. That is the first step. Okay. Second step. Your second step is to step 2. You have to establish your objective function. What are you going to achieve? Either it is minimization or maximization. Whether your objective is minimize the cost or maximize your contribution or profit. Here it clearly mentioned that the consumer division objective is to maximize contribution per unit. That is your objective function. Therefore, second step says establish objective function. Objective function. Okay, establish objective function. Then what is your objective? Objective. Your objective is to maximize the contribution. Then you have to find out the contribution of each product. Based on the given information, look at butter and whipping spread. Their selling prices given, selling prices 80,000 and 25,000. Okay, leave a small space and a working. Contribution per unit, you have to find it out. I will take this side. This is a working. Working. Contribution per unit. There are two products called butter and whipping spread. Butter and whipping spread. Okay. Therefore, butter and whipping spread is the two products. Now we will determine their selling price is given 80,000 and 25,000. Butter pack 80,000, whipping spread 25,000. These are the selling price. Now we will deduct variable cost. Variable cost. Material, only material cost is cream milk. Okay, there are two products, skim and cream. Okay, skim milk 4 liters per pack, cream 1 liter per pack. Maximum production was 8,000 liters of cream milk. Okay, butter per pack, material, only material is cream, 80 liters. Okay, material. Material. What is the price? Material, that is the cream milk. The selling or transfer price is 750. They will transfer it to consumer division at a price of 750. Each butter pack 750 each. Each butter pack consume 80 liters of cream milk. 80 into 750, the value will be 60,000. Material cost 60,000 for butter. Whipping milk, they will use 20, that means 15,000. 15,000. Direct labor. Direct labor. Direct labor, it may clearly mention that direct labor is 500 rupees per hour, 500 per hour. Butter required 4 direct labor hours, 4 into 500, 2000. Whipping milk required only 2 hours, 2 into 500,000 rupees. 1000 rupees. Other variable cost. Okay, other variable cost per unit, butter 3000, whipping 4000. Other variable cost, butter 3000, butter 3000, whipping milk 4000. Then there is no other direct variable cost, then you can calculate contribution per unit. Contribution per unit. $80,000 minus altogether 65 mean 15,000. 25,000 minus total 20,000, 5,000. Okay, contribution per unit is available. Now you can easily work out objective function. How do you going to work out objective function? Each unit of butter pack, it will give 15,000 contribution. Each unit of whipping pack, it will give 5,000 contribution. Then we can establish objective function as the objective function is to maximize the contribution. Then contribution represents C. එහෙනම් total contribution එක එන්නේ කොහොමද? Total contribution you can calculate contribution per unit of butter into number of packs sold by butter plus contribution per unit of whipping pack, then how many packs sold in whipping spread. Then you can calculate contribution per butter 1 pack, it will yield 15,000 as the contribution. This is per unit. If you know the number of packs produced in butter, then you can get the total contribution of butter. එහෙනම් මේක multiply වෙනවා 15,000 into X. X represent number of packs produced in butter plus whipping milk or whipping spread, they will give a contribution of 5,000. This is a contribution per unit. Then it should be multiplied into number of whipping spread packs. That means Y. Okay. This is your objective function. Still you don't know X and Y. Once you know X and Y, you can find out maximum or optimal contribution of this consumer division. Okay. Second step, we have established the objective function. Third step, when you are going to achieve this objective, there will be constraint. It's like when you are going to do your studies for your examination, you have a lot of constraint. Sometimes you may not have a sufficient infrastructure, sometimes due to current days there are some floods and all, there are adverse weather conditions, those are the constraints. While having those constraints, you have to achieve your target. Same apply here. In order to achieve this objective, there will be some resource constraints. You have to identify those constraints. While analyzing those constraints, you have to maximize your objective or achieve a maximum contribution. Okay. Third step, you have to identify constraints. Identify constraints.   . 。  . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . 。 Okay. What are the constraints available? While reading this illustration, I have seen first itself we can identify first constraint material, because whatever the amount you can manufacture, maximum cream milk available 8000 liters, because skim milk and cream will transfer to the consumer good, that is only limited to 8000. Therefore, your first constraint, your output will restricted by material. Therefore, first one I will select first constraint material. Material mean cream milk. Cream milk. Cream milk. Cream milk, butter required 80 liters. 80 liters per unit, you don't know the output, 80 into number of butter packs. Therefore, each required 80 liters for butter pack. How many number of butter pack you don't know at the moment. Therefore, 80 into number of butter packs you have produced, 80x plus. Whipping product, it required 20 liters. Per unit it is 20 liters. But you don't know how many number of whipping product will be produced. Therefore, 20 into number of packs produced in whipping spread, that is Y. This is the total usage. 80x plus 20y is the total usage. But remember, your maximum resource availability is 8000 liters of cream milk. Therefore, total usage should not exceed 8000. That means this total usage should be less than or equal. Less than or equal maximum availability of 8000. This is your first constraint. This is your first constraint. Maximum material available, that is the first constraint. That's done. Then in the para it says both product pass through two plants, mixing and packing. The maximum available machine hours for two plants are 300 hours and 180 hours per week respectively. Then mixing hours and other one packing hours are limited. Okay. Mixing plant hour, I will take another constraint. Second constraint. Mixing plant time. Mixing plant time. Mixing hours, how many mixing plant hours required for butter and whipping? It has been given per liter. 2 hours of mixing hours required for butter, 1 hour required for whipping spread. Maximum availability 300 available for mixing plant. Okay. Therefore, 2 hours required for butter, that means 2 into number of packs produced in butter 2x plus 1 hour required for whipping product. Therefore, 1 into number of product produced in whipping packs or whipping spread y. 1 into y. Remember, it should be total usage should be less than or equal to maximum availability is given 300 hours. This is second. That is the second constraint. Okay, second constraint is 2x plus y less than or equal to 300, that is for mixing plant time. And packing plant time also given, it is maximum up to 180 hours per week. Okay, third constraint. Packing plant time. Packing plant time. Packing plant time. In the packing plant time, 1.5 hours required for butter, 1.5 hours for butter. Then how many number of butter packs, that is 1.5x plus y, that is whipping spread, it require half an hour, 0.5 hours per each, that is 0.5 y. Maximum availability 180, therefore total usage should be less than or equal 180 hours. This is third constraint. Third constraint 180. Okay. Then here it mentioned has a maximum demand of 260 packs for whipping spread. Maximum demand එකක් තියෙනවා. I will another constraint. Now there are three constraints we have already identified. Fourth constraint is what? Fourth constraint is maximum demand of whipping spread. Fourth constraint, I will write it down here. Fourth constraint, maximum demand of whipping spread. Maximum demand of whipping spread. Okay. Maximum demand of whipping spread. How to calculate maximum demand of whipping spread? It says maximum should be 200 or 260 units or packs or less. Therefore, Y should be, that is the whipping product. Y is the production of whipping spread should be less than or equal 260. This is the fourth equation. Okay, all of those constraints identified except another one, that is we call non-negativity constraint. Non-negativity constraint mean either x or y. That means x mean number of unit produced in x, y mean number of unit produced in y, should not less than 0. That means it should be greater than or equal to 0. There should not be negative units. Minus unit තියෙන දෙයක් නැහැ. Therefore, fifth one I will write it down. Non-negativity constraint. Non-negativity constraint. Non-negativity constraint. Either x or y should be greater than or equal to 0. Greater than or equal to 0. Now you have developed the linear programming model. That is done. Okay, that is done. Then what you have to do next in the fourth step? Third step, you have identified the constraints, you have done it. Now you have to apply graphical method. When you are going to use graphical method, you have to identify the amount for the graph. Okay, amount for the graph you have to identify. In order to derive the graph, you have the fourth step, you have to identify the amount for the graph. Okay. Fourth, identify the amounts for the graph identify the amounts for the graph. When you are going to identify the amounts for the graph, now these are the equations. These should be converted into equations and find it out what are the amounts for the graph. Okay, I will explain one by one how to find out the axis points in order to derive the graph. I will take first equation. Equation 1. I will convert this inequality into equation. 80x plus 20y, this is inequality. Asamanathawayak tiyenne. You will convert this inequality into equation 80x plus 20y equal to 8000. Okay. First equation, I will write it down. 80x plus 20y equal to 8000. The amounts for the graphs you have to find it out now. Then I will write it down. If x equals 0, y is how much? 8000 divided by 20, y should be 400. If x equals 0, y equal 400. Then you have 1 point 0 to 400. When x equals 0, y should be 400. Then I will write down if y equals 0, 80x equal to 8000. That means 8000 divided by 80, x equal to 100. මෙතන මම ලියන්නේ ඉස්සෙල්ලාම x කණ්ඩායමක තමයි ලියන්නේ. X should be written first. X is 100. When x is 100, y will be 0. Okay. Now you have the amount for the first equation. Then equation number 2. Same you can apply. Equation 2. What is the equation? Second equation, 2x plus y. 2x plus y equal to 300. You can easily find out if x equals 0, y equal 300. Okay. When x is 0, y equal to 300. Okay. On the other hand, when y equals 0, x is 2x equal to 300 kila kiyanne 300 divided by 2x, x equal to 150, y equal to 0. That is equation number 2. We'll take equation number 3. Equation 3. Equation number 3. 1.5x plus 0.5y equal to 180. Okay. 1.5x plus 0.5y equal to 180. Then if x equal to 0, y equal 180 divided by 0.5, it is 360. Okay. When y equal to 0, x equal 180 divided by 1.5, x equal 120, y equal to 0. If you look at fourth equation, y equal to 260. Okay, fourth equation, fourth line, y equal to 0 in constant. Maximum output should not exceed 260. That's done. Okay. Now equations are there. Now you have to draw the linear program using graphical approach. You have to find out optimal solution. Okay, I will write it down. I will say this is x, this is y, this is x and y. X maximum will goes up to x 150, y maximum will goes up to 400. Okay. Take 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400. That is y. X maximum will goes up to x 120. X maximum 100. We'll take it to a maximum is this much. Give me a second. Yes, maximum goes up to 160. Yes, maximum will goes up to 100 x 100. Yes, x 150. 50, 100, 150, 200. Okay. First one, first equation. When x equal to 0, y 400. Here it is. When x is 100, y is 0. When x is 100, that is here, y is 0. This is first equation. Okay, first equation. Second equation, when x 0, y 300. Y 300. When x is 150, y 0. It's here. That is the second equation. I will say this is second. Third, when x 0, y 360, y 360, I will take this 360 like this. When y 0, x is 120, I will take it 125 in this point. Okay. Then draw a line. Danne enne podda balanna. Okay, if you properly draw the graph, if if you properly draw the graph, how it will work. Likewise, this is third. Okay. Then fourth equation, this should, I haven't written down, y equal 260. Y should not exceed 260. I will take like this. This is fourth equation. Y equal maximum 260. Therefore, your feasible area, you should not go beyond this line. That means you have to operate it in this range. Okay. Beyond this line is not feasible. You have to operate below this line. Beyond this line, you can't go. You have to operate within these lines. This area we call feasible area. Feasible area. Feasible area. Okay. I will put A, this is point A, this is point B, this is point C, this is point D. If you look at all these points, those are the feasible region. මේ ටික තමයි feasible region එක වෙන්නේ. A into B, C and D. If you apply corner point rule, you can easily find out the solution. Now we will find out optimal solution and we will give the recommendation. You can even build up isocont profit line, isoprofit line, then you can easily identify it. If it is like this, then the far most longest destination is the optimum point. Okay. Now anyway, we will use this one, corner points. Corner points. Okay, corner points. Points X, Y output, optimal contribution. Optimal contribution. Can you remember the objective function? Your objective function is we have already found it, 15,000 x plus 15,000 x plus 5,000 y is the total optimal contribution. Okay. There are 4 points we have identified: A, B, C and D. At point A, what is the output? At point A, 260 x0, x0 y 260, that is the output in the point number A. At point number A, x0 y 260. Then contribution 0 into 15,000, it is 0 plus 5,000 into 260. In rupees 1,000 in the 5,000 into 260, it is 1,000. I will take rupees 1,000. Okay. Rupees 1,000 will be 1,300. Total 1,300. Total contribution. At point B, it cross equation number 4 and equation number 2. Okay, equation number 4 and equation number 2. Here output y should be equal to 260. Anyway, y is 260. Y 260. Okay. What is the x value here? Method and x value. Then you have to use simultaneous equation. In the calculator itself, you can work it out. if you use simultaneous equation, you can find out the value here. There are two equations, equation number 4 and equation number 2. Equation number 2, what is the equation number 2? 2x plus y equal to 300. This is the equation number 2. Equation number 4, y equal 260. This is equation number 4. If you substitute 260 here, then 2x equal 300 minus, okay. If you substitute 2x plus y equal to 260, no, then 260 equal 300. 2x equal 300 minus 260, 40, x equal 20. Then the value of x should be 20. Okay, I will take value of x 20. 20 into 15,000. 300 plus 260 into 5,000, 1,300, total 1,600 total contribution. Total contribution. Okay. Next one. Point C. Point C equal to equation number 2 and equation number 1. Okay, point C. Equation number 2 available, equation number 1 is 80x plus 20y equal to 8,000. This is equation number 1. Use simultaneous equation and resolve this one. You can use your calculator itself. Press mode button 3 times, then you will receive EQN MAT VCT, then press 1, unknown variable 2, x and y, press 2, A1, A1 mean this is A1, 2x, that means 2, you will press 2, press equal, B1, y can ekai, 1, press equal, C1, press 300, press equal, A2, 80, B2 20, C2 8,000. Then your answer will be x 50, x equal 50 units, y equal 200. X 50, y 200. I will put here x 50, y 200, y 200 will work out how much is it? 50 into 15,000, 50 into 15,000, 750 plus 200 into 5,000, 1 million, that means 1,000. Total 1,750. Total 1,750. Final D. Where's the D? D here. 100 unit of x, 0 unit of y. 100 unit of x, 0 unit of y. 100 into 15,000, 1,500, that means 1.5 million plus 0 into 5,000, it is 0. Then this is 1,500. Now you can easily find out where the optimal output is. The output where which maximize your overall contribution. Point C is the optimal solution. This is the optimal solution. Optimal solution. In the optimal solution, your optimal output x 50, y 200. that is the optimal output. You can mention optimal output is this point x50 y200, this is the optimal. This is the profit maximizing product mix. Profit maximizing product mix. Okay, that is part B. That's why I have told it take more time than we expected. Okay, next one, it asks to look at about slack variable and binding resources. Assess the slack quantities and shadow prices for binding resources at the optimum weekly production units if the optimum weekly production in B above is approved. 50 and 200 is the optimal production. Now you have to see whether which resource is binding constraint, which are slack resources. Shall we do that? You have 4 constraints. Out of 4 constraints, you have to look at what are the binding resources. What is the meaning of binding resources? This lesson is very, this illustration, we have covered most of the parts in linear programming. Binding resources mean resources which has been fully utilized. Slack resources mean which has not fully utilized, there are some excess resources. Okay, we will find it out quickly. We have identified 4 constraints. Now you have to evaluate whether they have been fully utilized or not. Can you remember first one? If you go to first equation, material, see whether material is a binding resource or not. Okay. First one, material, its equation was 80x plus 20y should equal to 8000. Okay, that is the equation. Now your output is x50 y 200, xy you know that. Therefore 80 x is 50 unit plus y 20 into 200. Okay. Now you can, if you deduct it from the 8000, this is the utilization, 8 into 5000, this is 4000, 20 into 200, it is also 4000, altogether 8000 equal to 8000. This is usage 8000 equal to 8000 of availability. This is 8000 availability. If the resource being fully utilized, we can conclude binding resource. Binding resource. මේක ඕන අපිට මෙහෙම කරන්න පුළුවන් 8000 minus 80x plus 2y ගත්තොත් there's no idle resources will be available. That is equation number 1. Number 2, second equation, mixing plant time, mixing plant time 2x plus y equal to 300. 2x plus y, 2x is 50 plus y is 200, total 300. This is the usage. Usage equal to availability. Okay. If you deduct the usage from the availability, usage, this is usage 300. Therefore, this is also binding resource. Binding. That means resource fully utilized. Available 300, utilization also 300. Okay. Then next one, packing plant. Packing. Equation was 1.5x plus 0.5y equal to 180. So, we can write down like availability 180 hours, use 1.5 x is 50 plus 0.5 into y 200. 50 into 1.5 75, 0.5 into 200 100, altogether 175. This is usage. There is 5 hours available as slack resource. Slack resource which has not fully utilized. Therefore, packing time not fully utilized. Okay, it is not a binding resource. Only binding resource material and mixing. Packing is not a binding constraint. Fourth, if you want, you can work it out. Fourth one, capacity there 264x, sorry y should be y equal to 60, but actual y equal to 200. Again this also becomes slack. You have a maximum demand of 260, you only satisfy 200, then production demand of y also being slack, not fully utilize the existing demand. Okay, assess the quantities and shadow prices for binding resources. Now, shadow prices of binding resources mean if you increase 1 unit of output, okay, 1 unit of material X material and 1 unit of mixing time, what will be the impact to the output? Okay. You have to assess it and how much will be the impact to your total output. Assess the slack quantities and shadow prices for binding resource at the optimum weekly production unit if optimum weekly production above approved. Shadow price mean additional price you might get if you receive additional 1 unit of binding resources. I will show you the comment. Contribution is 1,750,000. You can calculate total contribution. I haven't computed, even you can calculate total contribution as well. Slack variables, it's being given if the material supply increased by 1 liter, then what will happen when equation 2 multiplied by 40. This is the computation of shadow price. If you want, we can do the computation as well. Okay. Can you remember in simultaneous equation we have find out when material is number 1, if it is increased by 1 liter, you have to look at the combination and point C will change. Okay. If you want, I will work it out. Now, material is the binding constraint. I will show you the binding impact on the binding resources. Assume this will increase by material received. If it increase by 1 liter, what will happen? If additional 1 liter of material received, then equation number 1 will change like this. 80x plus 20y should be equal to not 8000, it will be 8001. 8001. Then at this point only equation number 1, where is it, this one cross only by equation number 2. Equation number 2 says, equation number 2, if you look at equation number 2 relating to mixing time, 2x plus y, 2x plus y equal to 300. This is equation number 2. Then if you work out optimal mix, if you use the simultaneous equation, use your calculator, you can easily work it out. Unknown to 80x plus 20y be C1 8001, A2 2, B2 1, C2 300. X will be 50.025. 50.025. Y 199.95 units. Okay. Now you have the contribution per unit. X 15,000 contribution per unit, Y 5,000 total contribution. Total contribution 50.025. Okay, 50.025 in multiplied by 15,000. This will be 750,375. 199.95 into 5,000. 999,750. One million 750,125. This is the new contribution. This is the new contribution. 1,750,125. What was the old contribution? Original contribution. Up here table like have you X 50, Y 200. Optimal contribution of 50 into 15,000, 200 into 5,000. Altogether 1,750,000. Original contribution. Original contribution. 1,750,000. If you deduct it, what has happened? What has happened? Your contribution has gone up by how much? 1,750,125 minus 1,750,000. If you increase 1 liter of material or cream milk, your contribution will increase by 125. This is the shadow price of material. Shadow price of material. Shadow price will arise for the binding resources. Even mixing plant take it balanna. If you increase the mixing plant by 1 hour, what would be the impact? Here the same way you can work it out. I will show you the suggested solution. Mixing plant hours 2x plus y 300. If you increase, this is binding, therefore if you increase 1 hour, it will be crossed with equation number 1. Balanna. Equation number 1, it will be crossed. Then you have to find out, that is equation number 3. Equation number 3 and equation number 1, find out the solution, how it will be worked. Mixing time 2x plus y Okay, same, sorry, equation number 2. Mixing time is equation number 2. This one. Make it අනිත් පැත්ත. 8x plus 20y. If it is 8,000, you are going to increase 1 hour from mixing time. Mixing time එක 1 hour වලින් වැඩි වුණොත් what will be the impact, the total contribution, and find out what will be the shadow price. Okay, even if it is work it out, then you can easily understand. The shadow price of other binding resources mixing time, we can work out if we receive 1 additional hour of mixing time. If 1 hour of mixing time increases. Equation number 1 remains same. 80x plus 20y, it will remain same as 8,000. Equation number 2, 2x plus y will equal to 300, not 300, 301. This is equation number 2. Now optimal mix, okay, x how much and y how much. If you take the simultaneous equation, you can easily work it out. 8, okay, go to equation 2 unknowns. A1 is 80, B1 is 20, C1 is 8,000, A2 is 2x, B2 is 1, C2 is 301, X is 49.5, Y 202. Okay. Contribution per unit 15,000. $472,500. 202 into 5,000. 1,010,000. Total 1,752,500. Okay. New contribution. Original contribution 1,750,000. If you deduct it, 2,500 is the shadow price of 1 mixing hour. Okay, shadow price of 1 mixing hour. Shadow price of 1 mixing hour. Okay, shadow price of 1 mixing hour. You can find it out. Okay, that is part C of the answer. Final one. Recommend whether the proposal of the investor should be accepted. Now there is another proposal from the new investor, whether you have to approve that proposal or not. Okay, we'll quickly, now we can't remember what was the offer. Skim Milk further processing proposal, and investor has approached to install a plant to further process skim milk to make flavored milk packet that has a content of 250 milliliters. 250 milliliters. That means each liter will produce 4 milk packets. The proposal is under consideration and additional details are as follows. Okay. Investor will purchase the total skim milk output with 15% rebate on the selling price, and an additional variable cost of 30 will be incurred per flavored milk pack. Okay, additional cost of 30 rupees will be there in the for processing cost. Okay. Then DDL will offer one of its spare building 6 million, cost is 6 million, they will receive a weekly rental of 80%. Okay, we will take like that, it will be that. Okay. Then DDL will spend additional weekly administrative cost of 75,000 on its own account. No, they have to make an administrative cost 75,000. The selling price for flavored milk is 75 and 25% of gross profit resulting from the further processing gross contribution making 25% එක දෙනවා DDL වලට. Okay, first you have to calculate the gross contribution, thereafter you have to take 25% share. Okay. Now you can understand this question number 7, it take much time than all other questions, that's why most of students might stuck. If you have saved some time during the first few illustration, you might be able to attend the full question, because this contain 3 sections, even all those sections must have more computation, more requirement there to do some computation. Okay. First, we will look at in the skim milk, this is part D, skim milk. Production, can you remember 32,000 liters? 32,000 liters will be there. Okay, skim milk. අපි කලින් හදාගෙන තියෙන්නේ. Out of 40,000, 8,000 to cream milk, 32,000 is skim milk. How many number of packs they can produce? Number of milk packs. Number of flavored milk. Flavored milk. Number of flavored milk packets. 32,000 liters. Okay. Each packet will 250 milliliter. Okay. This should be multiplied by 4 pack, 250 milliliters, no? Or otherwise you have to multiply it by 1000 divided by 250. Then this will be 128,000 packs. 128,000 packs. Okay, they can manufacture 128,000 packs. Now we will see if they manufacture 128,000 packs, they will sell this flavored milk pack at 75 rupees. Okay, 75 rupees. Therefore, revenue. This 128,000 packs, they have to sell at 75 rupees each. Then what is the turnover? 128,000 into 75, 9.6 million. Turnover 9.6 million. This is the turnover. Now cost. What would be the cost? Input material, they have to purchase not only 125, they will receive a rebate. Rebate will be 15 rupees, that means 125 will reduce to 110. Therefore, input material, they will use 32,000 liters. 32,000 liters. Current price is 125, they will ask a rebate of 15, then they will purchase at 110. What is the material cost? Material cost will be 3,520,000. 3,520,000. In order to further process, it says the investor has to incur 30 rupees for the flavored milk pack. Therefore, further processing cost 30 rupees per pack. Further processing cost. Per pack it will be 30, number of packs 128,000. Total 3,820,840. 3,840. The next says DDL will offer one of its spare building which has cost 6 million to set up a plant and for which investor will pay weekly rental of 80,000. Weekly rental they have to consider. This is the weekly revenue. Weekly rental. Weekly rental. They have to pay 80,000. This is the turn or net profit of investor. Depreciation should be excluded. This is the contribution. Okay. Net contribution. The investor will earn weekly total amount of 2,160,000. This is the weekly net profit or weekly contribution. Now you need to see whether this is acceptable to DPL. Okay, whether it will be acceptable to DPL. Therefore, DPL. The DPL's point of view, you have to see whether it is acceptable or not. In DPL, now they are entitled 25% of 2,160,000 share. Okay. DPL's share of profit of GP, gross profit, 2,160,000 into 25%. 2,100,000 into 25%, it should be 540,000. 540,000 will be received. Okay. Then on the other hand, while you are receiving 540, you will lose. Why? Earlier, you have had a 125 rupees selling price, now you have to sell at a lower price than you expected. 15 rupees you will lose. Therefore, loss on reduced sale price. Earlier you 32,000 you have sold at 125, now you have to sell at 110. 110 now new selling price, earlier you have sold 125. You will lose 480,000. That is loss. But previously you have a vacant building, now you can earn some rental on the vacant building. Therefore, building rent is an additional revenue. Building rent. Additional revenue of 80,000. Here it is a cost, it will be revenue to DPL. Finally, it says that the selling price per flavored milk is 75,000. Prior to that, DDL will spend additional weekly administrative cost of 75,000 on its own account. Additional administrative cost. Additional, this is an incremental cost, additional admin cost. They have to spend 75,000. If you take together, what was the value? The value will be 65,000 is the net profit. This is the incremental profit. Incremental profit of the proposer. Incremental profit. Now you can conclude it is, since it is recommendation, it asks the recommendation, since it gives a positive or net profit of 65,000, it is worthwhile to accept investor's proposal. You can recommend like that, since it's give a profit of 65,000, it is worthwhile to accept this offer. Okay, that's all about 2021 February special examination corporate level advanced management accounting paper. now you have to prepare more and you have to do more and more questions and practice, then you can understand how to deal with the examination context. Okay. I think you have gone through all previous sessions and you have gone through the paper and you have to practice more and more questions in the MCQs and all other exam oriented resources available, then you can understand how to deal with the examination context. Okay, thank you for joining with us. We will come up with another session when it comes to the examination. Okay, thank you.